Good morning, Morning Musings by Melinda. How is everybody today? Today I want to talk to you about the Fantastic Four. And yes, I am talking about the fictional superhero team appearing in an American comic book by Marvel, where four individuals associated as the Fantastic Four gain superpowers after exposure to cosmic rays during a scientific mission to outer space. So I wanted to equate that to the coronavirus, actually, because maybe the coronavirus is what's going to make us superhuman, and we can have some of the attributes of the Fantastic Four. And if you stop and think about it, maybe this is just such a window of opportunity spiritually to make movement in society, to make movement in a connection way, and to make movement in our individual process as we learn to practice being souls in a human experience rather than the opposite. So Mr. Fantastic was a scientific genius, and he was the leader of the group who can stretch his body into incredible lengths and shapes. So how do we stretch ourselves into incredible lengths and shapes in regards to what's happening in today's world? Maybe we have to stretch out of a box that we've put ourselves in, a comfort zone of energy. Maybe we need to stretch and shape ourselves in a different way so that we're more likely to be in less judgment, to be more collaborative, to live and let live, which is really the spiritual way. And really what all 7 major religions talk about is to love thy neighbor as thyself. There was no caveat. It was not love thy neighbor as thyself unless they're gay or unless they're a different color or unless whatever. There was no caveat. It was love thy neighbor as thyself. And so maybe we should take those words and kind of reshape the way that we're thinking in society and stretch ourselves a little bit in order to embrace something different, in order to be in honor. You know, I saw something on Facebook where an African-American man was stopped by the police continuously and actually had been put in a position where he was kind of afraid to go out some. And he happened on an accident with a police car, and the policeman was stuck in the car and it was about to start on fire, and he opened the car and pulled the policeman out and saved his life because he was thinking and stretching and moving into a different place of thinking and honoring who he was at a soul level, and not just saying, you know, so what, because I've been a victim of circumstances, I'm going to allow this to happen. No, he didn't do that. So you know, maybe we need to shape ourselves in a different way, stretch ourselves in a different way, move ourselves into embracing each other's differences and celebrate them rather than making it such an issue with each other. So that would be a superpower, I would think. The next one was the invisible woman, who really could render herself invisible and later project powerful invisible force fields. Well, this is really interesting in spirituality because you really do have an invisible force field that you can use, and it's called the law of attraction. And if you create the right vibrational frequency, you can attract things to you that are miracle-like in nature because you have a belief system that works in ebbs and flows with the power of the universe. And that's like a giant mirror that mirrors back to you what you project out. So if you're projecting out fear and anger and agitation and aggravation and all of those things, then that's what's going to come back at you. And if you project out judgment, that's what's going to come back at you. But if you project out love and kindness and gratitude and fortitude and that good old fashioned you can do it kind of energy, then the universe will mirror that too. And the way that you render yourself invisible right now in today's world is by wearing a mask. You don't do that for you. I know there's so much controversy about this. You don't wear the mask for you. It's not about protecting you. It's about protecting those around you. That you can have things that fly out of your mouth or nose without even knowing it. So it protects you. And it's not about wearing the mask 24/7 so that you're missing fresh air. You can take the mask off when you are done. You can still walk outside without a mask. But it's just a way to make yourself invisible to an invisible enemy that we're calling COVID-19. So that invisible factor and that power of your invisible force field are something very important right now. And the next person was the the Human Torch, who generated flames and surrounded themselves and flew. And it kind of reminds me of how in certain circles we visualize the flame of the Holy Spirit rather than looking at, pitchfork and devil stuff and the flames of hell. Make it that burning desire to move into a different place in this world, that burning desire, that igniting that flame of endurance and strength and fortitude within you, that flame of passion that we all have, that our soul gives us, that we can give to each other, that love and kindness to people who are losing loved ones right now, who are struggling in the hospital, who are really having trouble financially, all of those things. We can kind of use that energy of fire and passion and prayer and positive energy to help each other. So that's the way I think we get a superpower there. And then the last one was the grumpy but benevolent friend who possesses tremendous superhuman strength, durability, and endurance. And that's really where we're at right now, because we don't really know how long this thing is going to last. And we all feel a little fatigued, and we are all, trying to hope that we're at the end of this race. But if we're not, we really have to find within us patience, endurance, self-preservation in a way in which it's not preserving oneself selfishly, but as a community, as a group of humans working together. And so we have to find that super power, strength too. So I am challenging you to find your fantastic four within you, your factor of being able to find the passion of strength and endurance, your factor of using that flame to ignite your passion to do that, the invisibility factor in order for you to put out through your force field the positive energy that flows back, and lastly, to stretch yourself into places where you might not have gone before, that moves you into a place of love and honor, lack of judgment, and giving to others. I hope that you try your superpower strength in the next couple days and have a great day.